Good week of practice. It was, we took the load off of them because it was such a short week. Guys came back rested, had Friday and Saturday off. Came back Sunday was like a Tuesday, Monday a Wednesday, today like a Thursday, and but a little less time on the field because we had introduced Iowa State a little bit last week. So I think the guys are ready. It feels like forever ago that we played a game, but we're rested. And if you could, please keep Lorenzo Joe in your thoughts and prayers. He lost his little brother. I don't know many details on that as of yet, but we do know that as a brotherhood, we're going to rally around him and give him all the love and support that we can. Questions? I think I heard 21, but I'm not. John? Okay.
Maybe making the trip.
As of now, yeah, he was at practice today.
How was Shane looking in practice?
Good, yeah. I think other than it taking him a little bit longer to warm up is, the only real complaint that I've heard from him.
Are you absolutely convinced that these guys will? They play up to USC, but they got to play up to Iowa State as well. Not falling down because they're in Ames, Iowa, as opposed to Hollywood.
I can't. It's unfathomable to me now. Again, I've been wrong before, but with so few precious opportunities guaranteed to you to play this great game, we understand that the last 3 games they don't. The Big 12 doesn't count any of those, and we've got an opportunity to go 1-0 in the Big 12 and get back on the right side of the ledger. And it's irrelevant who we're playing, where we're playing them. It's about us and the bunker mentality that we have within our locker room. And so I would be shocked if we didn't come out and play with the same kind of effort, energy, and togetherness that we did a couple weeks ago in Los Angeles.
You've been on the other sideline of Jack Trice. What is it like for them when Texas comes to town?
It's a big deal, that's for sure. I don't remember playing Texas at Jack Trice, to be honest with you. Maybe we did, but
that's right, because it's divisions.
Yeah, but being in the North, I only remember playing them in 2000. What was it, 10 or 11 down here when we beat them. So I guess we would have played them up there the following year. But anytime a big name comes into town, that place is rocking, and it doesn't matter. It's a really, really neat college football atmosphere because they're going to pack that stadium, whether it's Northern Iowa, Texas, Iowa. Those fans come out and show their support, and they're loud, they're raucous, and I would imagine it would be much of the same, especially on Thursday night national TV.
Coach, what do you remember about? What do you remember about your 2 years there? What did you learn about yourself there, and how did it change your life forever in Ames?
Which 2 years? I was there 3. So.
3.
No, I remember great people. The people of Iowa are fantastic people. I remember a great college football environment, great college town Ames is. I remember the cold in December and January, but I remember the great springs and falls that we had there as well. So just really, really, salt of the earth people that have a really passionate approach to their college football team.
Coach, I just want to follow up on a Shane question. Have you made a decision if you will play on Thursday, and if not, when will that decision be made?
We have. I'm not going to tell Iowa State or Matt Campbell who's going to play. So.
Can you tell me?
No.
Hey, Tom, I asked some of the players last night. Since you had an open day, you guys got to see Big 12 opening weekend, and you saw what Baylor did. what TC did at Oklahoma State, and all the guys basically said that, wow, if we do as we're coached and execute, we have a chance for this thing to win this league. Do you think does that help, in your opinion, seeing those other teams play?
I don't know. You know, we really don't focus a lot on the macro. You know, we're so concerned with the micro and going 1-0 every day in practice to set ourselves up to be prepared to go 1-0 on the week. You know, and I used that. I think I watched one football game from start to finish on Saturday. And that was TD's flag football game at Westbridge Middle School. So really tried to use the time to spend with family, unwind a little bit and decompress for a day, and then get back on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. getting ready to go play a game.
The guys were saying last night that there are no moral victories. They're not looking at USC as anything more than a game they lost. Was that something you had to instill over the last 9 days, or was that organic the way they felt right afterwards?
I think it was something we addressed right when we got back. You know, I think I've said before, I can't tell you how many times I heard the word congratulations, and it made my skin crawl. You know, congratulations for what? For showing up and playing hard. But you know, we really talked to them about compartmentalizing the two things. One, we lost a game that we need to finish in order to get where we're going, and we need to hurt, and we need to be upset about that, and we need to work tirelessly to correct the things that caused us to lose that game. However, in this box, compartmentalized is, wow, look at what we're capable of when we play really hard, when we play for each other, when we play really physical. Now, if we can correct some of the mistakes that led to the loss, you know, we got a chance to be pretty good. So I think that's not a moral victory. That's learning from the positives of what happened in a loss. But we know that there's no asterisk in the ledger by that L. It's just L, and we've got to work tirelessly to make sure that in games like that we're prepared enough to finish.
Tom, is that big picture that you're talking about there, is that an indication of where this program is at right now? People are telling the head coach, "Hey, congratulations, you played well, but it's okay, you lost." I mean, is that where this thing is at right now? I
don't know. I don't. Not to sound flippant, but I don't really care.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. We're not. We are who we are,
right.
And we don't pat each other on the back for losing a football game. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I think we learned a very valuable lesson the first week of the season, which was we cannot pay attention to what anybody outside of the walls of our building says or does or thinks about us. We've got to worry about what our coaches and our teammates say and think about us.
Coach, I know you had talked about wanting to improve the run game, you know, and I think you talked about that in that Monday press conference. Do you feel like that was addressed with you guys on the staff, and how do you feel about it going forward?
We do. You know, it has been a lot of idea sharing, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of critiquing of who we are, what we can be, what we need to be, what our personnel will allow us to be. You know, we've lost 3 of our best run blockers in Andrew Beck, Elijah Rodriguez, and Connor Williams. And we're 3 games into the season. Does that mean we're going to stop running the football? No, but we've got to figure out ways to get in formations and to call runs that allow the guys that are playing to be successful running the football. No great team. There's been great offenses that haven't run the football very well or haven't attempted to run the football very well, but no great team has won you know, big prizes at the end of the season without a really strong run game. And so that's our job. I mean, it's one of the most challenging things as an offensive coach that I've been through, is kind of figuring out, you know, how do we stay true to what we want to be, but put our players that we have to play, put them in position to run the football successfully. And so we feel like we've addressed it. I think you'll see some new wrinkles. Obviously, it helps that, you know, we had the off week, you know, with this week being a short week, though, that accelerated the process a little bit. But you know, we've been definitely at the drawing board in that offensive staff room for you know, the better part of a week and a half.
You also said that you felt you had made 5 offensive linemen. You were hoping to get to that 7-ish or so. Where are you right now as far as that depth goes?
We've got Terrell Cooney back late last week, so that in an emergency he could go in, and then Derek Kerstetter is playing well, so if we needed to play him, we would play him as well. But right now the five guys that are going to start are you know, playing at a higher level than those 2 guys, so there won't be any rotation or anything like that. But if we get in a pinch, you know, at least those guys are serviceable at this point.
Coach, I know you've answered this before, but our news department is doing a story on the UT student government, doing a poll tomorrow about the bringing back the rivalry with A&M. Do you think that'll ever happen?
Do I think it'll ever happen? Yeah, I do. When? I don't know. Yeah, you know, it's one of the most historic rivalries in college football history, and I do think it will happen, to answer your question, but I don't have any details. You know, again, that's well outside of my scope of influence. But I do think eventually you're going to see that game again. When that happens, your guess is as good as mine.
Is it significant that the students are getting more involved or speaking out a little bit more about wanting to play that game?
Significant, yeah. I mean, anytime the student body rallies around a cause, I think, you know, the powers that be listen. Now, the powers that be are in that position because they have to make decisions. You know, it's kind of like I've heard the saying once, you know, assistant coaches make suggestions, head coaches make decisions. And that's kind of like being an administrator or politician. You know, you listen to the suggestions, and some carry more weight than others, but ultimately they've got to make that decision.
With the offensive line situation as it is, do you see yourself possibly slowing the offense down? I know you've been up tempo, but do you see yourself maybe trying to go with less plays on offense because the offensive line is as thin as it is?
I think the one thing that helps an offensive line is to go with some pace and some tempo, and not allow defensive lines to dig their cleats in the ground, so to speak, and fire off the ball and create a little bit of confusion and panic, so to speak, on the other side of the ball. So are we ever going? We're never going to be, you know, run a play every 10-second team. But if, you know, we've got some momentum, I think you'll certainly see some tempo. But, you know, that's usually the kind of the way we approach tempo. Is it's kind of a momentum thing. It's a how are you playing thing. It's a do you have them on their heels thing, not a dictated we're going to go at this pace no matter what.
So
Got time for 2 last ones?
health isn't really a factor?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know how many plays a game we're averaging, but I don't think it's astronomical. I think, especially in regulation, you know, we played a double overtime game, so that might skew the numbers a little bit.
Tom, a couple of Iowa State players have suggested that they'd like to see maybe possibly the 2 teams, in light of the news this week, take a stand together on TV, you know, nationally televised games. Is that something that's been broached to you guys, or is that a possibility for Thursday?
No, it hasn't been broached to us, and really has been a non-issue on our team. None of our players have mentioned anything to myself or anybody on the staff. I think it's a little bit different in college football because we don't we're never out for the anthem. You know, we come out after the anthem, and so it's really been a non-issue, you know, with our team.
Coach, do you know, with the loss of Maryland, of course, the loss of USC, you know, you guys have been working with them. Are you still feeling like you're teaching these guys how to win, and that's something that you're something that you still have to work on here?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, anytime you're dealing with a history, a recent history that we're dealing with, you know, winning consistently is a learned trait and is something that is habit forming, much like, you know, I think Vince Lombardi said it, you know, winning is a habit and so is losing. So we've got to create those winning habits, and we've got to finish ball games in ways that winning teams finish games. Good? Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Nice
Coach.
job.